stage, Dave Chawner!
Hi guys, thank you so much for that. That's really lovely. My name is Dave. I will tell you a bit about myself. I am a vegetarian. It's exciting. I've been veggie for a while now, and there are certain things that I miss, like respect. Because you get a lot of animosity being a vegetarian, like, especially off blokes, because they're always like, "Oh, Dave, you're not veggie, you're gay." I'm like, well, no, because I don't do sausage, right? And when I first turned vegetarian, I told one of my best mates, he went, "Oh, I couldn't be vegetarian, I couldn't live without bacon," right? Which is odd, because he's Jewish. And cultural people see it in different ways. Like, I had to go to Spain recently. Now, going to Spain as a vegetarian is a bit like going to Cadbury World as a diabetic, right? They just don't have it out there. We went to a restaurant. I said to the waiter, "Do you have any veggie options?" Right? He looked at me like I'd shit in the till, right? And I said, "I'm really sorry. Do you just have any kind of like non-meat products?" He looked at me, looked at the menu, and went, "We've got duck." And I said, "Well, duck is still meat, right?" He said, "One of the most beautiful things I've ever heard." He went, "Well, it swims. It's part fish." And there is a kind of logic there, you know what I mean? Because some people do eat fish. Anyone know what you call a vegetarian that eats fish? Yay. No, a liar. Because I didn't realise this. There's this thing, right? There's this kind of weird dietary hierarchy, because meat eaters look down on vegetarians, vegetarians look down on vegans, and vegans look down on no one, right? Because I haven't got minerals to grow, right? And I can say that because I'm trying to be vegan at the moment, and I'm writing a show on it, and I want to call the show "I've Never Met Her Before," right? And I've heard all of the lazy fucking things like, why did the tofu cross the road, right, to prove he wasn't chicken, and how many vegans it takes to change a light bulb, to one to change the light bulb, the other one to read the packaging, right? And that's what, because I didn't realise this. You have to check the packaging and everything, and you kind of like, you read it, and it's got like all of these warnings, like warning made from recycled products, which is just disconcerting to read on the side of a condom, right? And it really, and I kind of, there's even, because I love this, I love finding out who else is vegan, like Shania Twain's vegan, but that don't impress me much. Thank you. This is a genuine fact as well. Meatloaf was vegetarian for 15 years. That is just a fact. Also, another one as well that I really enjoy was Mike Tyson is vegetarian, right? Now, I really like that because I told one of my mates that, and I said, "I think that's ironic because he bit that guy's ear off." Really, that's kind of... And my mate just went, "Yeah, well, he didn't eat the guy," right? Like, that's normal behaviour, right? There is even a vegetarian dating app, and it's called Veggie Romance. I think they missed a trick. They could have called it V Harmony, right? And because I do kind of like that. I know, it's a fucking weird laugh, wasn't it? You know what I mean? It's the sort of thing you expect to hear by the bushes near a school. You know, it's like. But God bless you, don't stop. But we're all, when it comes to court, we'll know. But. Because my point is, I find it very hard, sort of like meeting people and sort of girls and stuff, and that's why, yes, I am straight. I'm as surprised as all you, to be honest. So is my boyfriend, right? And because I realise I'm quite a camp, I'm quite an effeminate guy, and sort of quite woman. Like, my mum once described me as like the daughter she'd always wanted, right? She says, "Well, I'll show my sister," right? And my kind of problem is I don't really like flirting because I can't get away with chat-up lines. I don't really like chat-up lines, things like, "Oh, nice legs, look good on my floor," right? And because my point is, I'm not going to be a wanker about this, but I'd like to think that I'm a feminist, and I don't want to objectify women, but all chat-up lines are normally about a woman's appearance, and I've tried to write kind of feminist chat-up lines, things like, hey girl, are you tired? Because you've been working 15% harder for 20% less money, right? Either that or, hey girl, did it hurt when you fell and smashed the glass ceiling, right? You don't really get that far, right? So I didn't like this. So a couple of years ago, I decided to do speed dating, right? And I love speed dating. I think it's really nice. You get to meet lots of people. You get 2 minutes, you meet people, kind of move on, you kind of move around the room like this. It's like human sushi, right? And everyone was having a great time, right? Apart from this one girl, right? She was sitting there. She got like a right face on. And I said, I'm really sorry, if you don't mind me saying, my sweet, you don't seem to be enjoying this. And she looked at me and she went, this is shit. It's like, well, good start. I said, well, what makes you say that? She said, everyone says the same thing, right? Now, me and my mates have this game that we play. I decided to implement it then. I said, okay, if you're a cake, what sort of cake would you be, right? She just looked at me and she went, a wedding cake. Like that, you're fucking hell. Jesus. Right, Havisham, you know what I mean? It's like, the only way that could have been worse is she'd gone, a urinal cake, right? And so we started dating, and it was my first ever kind of long-term sort of sexual partner. And I don't want to give you the wrong impression about me either. Like, I never do casual sex. I'll only ever go to bed wearing a top hat and a monocle, right? And because I'm quite sexually naive. I lost my virginity incredibly late. I've always been quite uncomfortable kind of around sex. And as a teenager, there was a lot of questions that I'd never had answered. And like, I'd seen blue movies and stuff, you know, like Avatar. And I really understand. So we decided to sexually experiment, and we tried loads of different things. We tried like the Kama Sutra. You've got loads of positions in there. You've got things like the tax man, right? And that's where you get fucked up the ass once a year, right? And you got the 68, right? And that's where you go down on her, and then she owes you one, right? My favourite, though, it's called the spider, right? That's where you have sex in a bath, and she can't get out, right? So what you have to do is you have to trap her in a glass and throw her out the window, right? It's very involved, right? And so that didn't really work. And then we tried phone sex, right, which is shit. Because all phone sex, it's just breathy women. She's like, oh, I'm so horny. I was like, no, love, you're asthmatic, right? And then she's like, oh, what are you going to do to me? I'm like, probably disappoint you, right? And something I should have said as well is this was a long-distance relationship because I live in London and she lived in the 18th century, right? So it would never work out. And I'm not having a go, but we had different views on sex, right? Because she thought it was something dirty, something shameful. She was quite embarrassed. She had quite a high sex drive. Now, I personally think if you're old enough to have sex, you should be old enough to talk about sex. And the two views weren't compatible because I do get quite sexually intimidated. And, you know, I've never had sort of erectile dysfunction, you know, touch wood. Put it this way, the only thing I want to go faster in my bedroom, broadband, right? And we kind of like, because we couldn't talk about it, that was kind of a bit awkward, and we just stopped having sex, which wasn't a problem for me, because my favourite part of sex is spooning, right? And I really, because when you're spooning, you're there and they're there, you're like, ah, like, it's just a really, like, ah, like, it's just nice. You can't be angry and spoon at the same time, right? Because that's molest. Well, there is such a thing as an angry spoon. It's called the Heimlich manoeuvre, right? And that's how we broke up, right? Because I came home from a gig one night. She wanted to have sex. I just wanted to have a cuddle. We got in an argument. It escalated. She got really frustrated. And then it ended in the words, I wanted a boyfriend, not a fucking backpack. So it turns out when a woman says she wants an animal in the bedroom, she doesn't mean a panda, right? The irony is, when we started dating, she went on the pill, right? Wow, Prozac. But Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. You've got a great lineup. Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Boom, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chawner.